If you are struggling with your erections, whether maintaining them, getting them, or anything in between, you know that it is all-consuming. That's probably the only thing that you're thinking about all the time, and it is ruining not only your sex life, but also your life in general. So we are going to give you 5 lifestyle changes that you can do in order to address any erectile dysfunction that you may be experiencing in your life. I am Céline Remy, the Intimacy Angel.
And I'm Kevin Anthony, the Truth Warrior. And if you've ever experienced erectile dysfunction, even just a little bit, once or twice, then please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, because there are real things that you can do that don't require drugs or surgeries or weird stuff that can absolutely shift that and change it for you for the better.
I love that you brought up that you don't need to have something external, like you don't need to rely on a pill, on some kind of a fancy pump or things like this. Well, these things can help and you could use them. That's not the first thing that you should address. So what you want to start doing is to look at what's happening in your body and to look at how much exercise are you getting. Exercise is not just for like, hey, it makes you feel good. Exercise will help to balance your hormone levels because, hey, in order to have a strong erection, you need to have good amounts of testosterone. And all of this happens from doing a good like workouts, and as well as some of the other changes that we are going to share with you, they will help in rebalancing your hormones. So exercise is the #1 thing, but exercise needs to be done properly. You don't want to just do like cardio. Well, cardio can be good. We are talking more about high intensity training, strength training, short bursts of intense workouts.
Yeah, and exercise isn't going to just increase or balance your hormone levels, but it's going to do other things as well. It's also going to increase blood flow and circulation. It's also going to increase things like nitric oxide in your body, which if you've watched any of our other stuff on erections, you know is important for erections. So exercise has a lot of benefits when it comes to maintaining, actually achieving and maintaining erections.
And you want to exercise smarter and better, not always longer. That's important.
All right, #2 on the list is eat right. This goes hand in hand with exercising, but what a lot of people don't realize is that certain foods can actually have a negative effect on your erections. So there's 2 camps here, right? There's the what kinds of foods should I eat to be healthy, and the healthier I am, the better chance there is that I'm going to have normal, healthy, strong erections. But then there's also what kinds of things should I avoid that are harming my erections? Things like alcohol, things like
processed food,
sugar, I already said alcohol, but beer specifically. There's a bunch of things that are really harming you in the food category.
Basically, you want to think as close to nature as possible. Even if you're thinking you're eating right, if you eat out of a bag and it has multiple names on it, it's probably already too processed. You want to eat as close to the way that it looked in its natural form. We're not saying you can't have any like prepared food from every now and then, but it should not be your main source of fuel. And you got to remember that whatever you put in is going to be the fuel for everything. So are you giving that engine what it needs? Are you giving it the pro level fuel, or are you trying to put like water when it needs diesel? Like you got to think about these things.
There is a certain part of erections that is purely physical. Yes, there's a mental component as well, which we'll address in a minute, but there's a certain part of it that is purely physical. It's a physical machine in a sense, and in order for it to work, you've got to take care of it. So I know a lot of times guys don't want to hear, oh yeah, I know, I gotta eat better, right? I should exercise more. But if you really want to be able to have erections at a moment's notice and have them be strong, you gotta get healthy.
Tip number 3, focus on your sleep and sleeping habits and routine. You want to sleep better. Most people do not sleep enough. They go to bed too late. What you want to do is you want to be in bed around 10 p.m. at the latest so that you can have some good restful sleep. You want to be in total darkness because you want to be able to produce more melatonin, which is what is also going to work in conjunctions with your hormones. And what happens when you sleep and you sleep well and you have deep restful sleep, not just tossing around, your body goes into repair mode. And when it goes into repair mode, it takes care of anything in the body so that then when you wake up, the body's like, I've got energy, I can send the extra blood flow to all the extremities.
Have you ever noticed, well, if you remember back then or if you're still having them, great, but have you ever noticed that when you're sleeping, then you tend to have erections? There's a reason for that, because your body is relaxed, it's in its parasympathetic, it is resting and repairing. And so if you don't get enough of that, not only will you not have those erections during the night, but you probably won't have them during the day either.
Our tip number 4 is to focus on your stress level and more specifically on managing and lowering the stresses in your life. And this is easier said than done because stress is so sneaky. You don't realize you're stressed out until it's way too late. But stress will absolutely impact your body in the most negative way. And it's important to being able to shift. Kevin mentioned that earlier about the parasympathetic nervous system, meaning that that's the relax and digest. If you're always in the fight flight and that's all you do, you're not going to give your body a chance to get to that place of having good erections. Erections happen from a stimulation of the parasympathetic nervous system. So lowering your stress level in whatever ways it looks like, whether it's going for a walk, surfing, taking a yoga class, going out for a hike, mountain biking, like whatever it is for you. There's no right way to lower your stress level, but just do something that will help to bring your levels lower.
Okay, we've got one more for you, which is to manage your mindset and your emotions. And this is really big because when men start to have erection difficulty, they immediately go into fear mode. Oh my God, what if I can't get an erection the next time I'm with her? And what if it doesn't last? And what if it's not hard enough? And what if she thinks it's weird or laughs at me or whatever it is? You really have to learn to manage the mindset and the emotions as well. But let's just talk mindset real fast. Do you have the type of mindset that's empowering or disempowering? If it's a disempowering mindset, it's literally going to disempower your erections. If it's an empowering mindset, it's going to empower your erections. So you really want to be in that, I've got this, I can do this, no problem. If it doesn't happen, that's okay. And that's another thing that happens with men is if they don't get an erection that one time, they're like,
or in 3 seconds.
What's going on? They go into that fear mode again. So you want to have that mindset of, I got this. And you know what? Okay, if it didn't happen tonight, no problem, because I'm still a man and I still got this. It was just a bad day.
And when it comes to emotions, you want to not suppress them or repress them, but you also don't want to be like so wallowed in them that you disappear. So it's having a healthy connection with your emotions, not letting them take over your life, but also listen if there's something unsaid. We talk often about the wisdom of the penis. If your penis is not showing up for you, is it because you're talking down to him? Is it because you are not being a good friend? Is it because there are a lot of emotions and things that are in the way and he's like, hey, tend to this first before we go back into business? So you've got to look at all of these aspects. So quickly recapping all of the 5: exercise, eat right, sleep better, lower your stress level, and manage your mindset and emotions. If you can address these 5 points, you will be able to take control over your erections again. Alright, we hope today's video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching and we will see you in our next video.